Rings of Power 4, the Great Wave, also known as the Great Ennui. Guys, we keep trying to do these. They're just so depressing.
It's hard to get through in every sense of the word. It's not fun bad, it's just bad.
But there's no way out but through, so let's begin. Alright, right off the bat, I got complaints,
Shocking.
as per usual. Here we see the Númenórean architecture aping the architecture of Minas Tirith, which you'd think makes sense because the one is descended from the other. But Minas Tirith is only built that way because of the shape of the mountain that it's built onto and into. That's a function of the shape of Mount Mindoluin.
What, you're saying they don't put giant razor blades in all of their cities?
No!
Weird.
Sometimes our island just needs a stretch. Just like you.
Okay, yeah, no. Earthquakes don't just happen in Númenor. The whole place was specifically built by the Valar. Earthquakes had never happened in Númenor until the last days, at which point they were regarded, rightly, as a sign of the wrath of the Valar. This should not be something you take casually.
I don't know. The wrath of God's coming down. Get your umbrellas, folks.
Now, I will give them this. This visual of the deluge coming in is amazing. This show almost always has good effects shots and good visuals. They're just in the service of garbage.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Sierra Mist.
It is a perfect day, Queen Regent.
And while the elf whispers poison in our queen's ear, who's speaking for us? Elf ships on our shore.
What elf ship? There was no elf ship. It was your ship that picked her up.
Well, he's representing the wrong view. Of course he has to be wrong about every little detail.
Elf workers, taking your trades.
Oh my god, they did. They took our gerbs.
I think what's hilarious about this is, this was made before the AI scare. So they were making fun of the people complaining about other people taking their jobs, and soon the very same people who wrote this were complaining about computers taking their jobs. Do you think they changed their tune, or do you think they just decided it's different when our jobs are at stake?
I know everybody's made fun of this clip, but there's a reason. It's a really stupid clip.
This wouldn't be such a bad clip if we'd gotten a chance to see Númenor at its height when it was getting along with the elves, but instead, as I've said before, the Morons decided to make this all the same generation as the last generation of Númenor, so we didn't see good Númenor slowly descend into evil. We just see Númenor as always a land of assholes.
Speaking of assholes, Pharazôn turns the crowd to his purposes, but can't even keep his own speech consistent like most politicians.
But now one elf, a castaway, could threaten us?
For by the calluses on my hands, I swear that elven hands will never take Númenor's helm.
Are elves dangerous or not, dude? But then, of course, he orders a round of booze for all, which draws mild enthusiasm from the crowd, as it usually does.
Hooray!
From vineyards near the Meneltarma. It's supposed to make you forget your troubles, or so they say.
Wait, Pharazôn's son, Kemen here, is he trying to roofie Aarion?
And Aarion is?
Oh, she's Isildur's fake sister that doesn't really exist in the lore.
Ah, Boob Lady, gotcha.
Yeah, boob lady.
You vex me, elf.
Oh no. Galadriel and Muriel are about to have Karen off 2.0.
Mortal Karen! No, it's ironically not immortal, but okay, abandon the joke.
I believe the man you hold in your dungeons is no common brawler, but the lost heir in exile to the throne of the Southlands.
And I suppose Elendil here is a runic emperor.
Just a petty lord, actually.
No, damn it. Elendil is the second highest lord in the land. He is not some backcountry nobody. You know who he is.
He's your cousin, man!
Say what you will about Trump and Biden, but they know who their vice presidents are.
King or carpenter, the Southlander will face judgment. This audience is ended.
Oh boy. Galadriel hears the word no and goes full nostril flare.
Then I have little choice but to ask for another. One with Númenor's true ruler. Your father, the king.
I am important!
And with what authority do you speak, Elf? That of your people? Or are you a castaway, grasping for a handhold in a tempest?
There is a tempest in me.
And my copy has all the annotations.
I can do you one better.
There is a tempest in me.
I have an entire arcade cabinet up there.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that one wins.
You know what? Let's compromise.
There is a tempest in me.
Elven diarrhea is like a tempest raging inside of you.
And it will not be quelled by you, Regent.
We bond over the oddest things.
Okay, earlier we established that the capital city of Armenelos shouldn't have bad neighborhoods. But assuming that it does, as they clearly think it should, it ought to have more jail space.
Maybe it's like San Francisco, which is also why it's doomed to die.
In a few more days, I'll have the pleasure of calling all of you shipmates!
Okay, what is with this voice from the shore that he's hearing? This does not get explained later in this season or in the next season. Is it supposed to be the nebulous power of Olmo, or who are we kidding? These writers don't know one Vala from the other.
Maybe Isildur's going to build a baseball field.
Wait, why are we repeating this beat with the ship accident? Couldn't we have just done this one time? Why did we need to do it twice?
It was my fault, Simos. I let it slip.
I've seen you ease that halyard proper 100 times. That was deliberate.
Of all the lines to copy from the Lord of the Rings movies, why?
It was deliberate, it was deliberate.
So, Captain Discount Django Fett here fires him from the Sea Guard, and he also fires his friends.
That's what you get for being rescued?
'Cause if I get fired, they're gonna fire everybody who's ever had a friendly chat with me.
Well, luckily everyone around me would still be safe. I'm not well liked.
Where's that chamber pot? I think I'm gonna be sick.
Do you normally keep your chamber pots in the street in Numenor? Oh god, it is San Francisco. So we bwom over to some orcs in front of Arendir.
Well, according to the judge, we all had to inform you when we came into the neighborhood.
Alright, another small compliment here. The orc makeup looks really good. It looks better than the CGI orcs in The Hobbit.
Absolutely there. Again, the behind-the-scenes people really deserve a lot of credit. Pretty much all the credit for anything good, but you can't deal with this kind of writing. You just can't.
Downside is their little hood skull things are pretty dorky looking.
I can live with that as the idea that that was just a different era of orcs when they used skulls as their design. It's like, yeah, cultures change over thousands of years, despite the fact that these idiots keep wanting to make the Second Age into a long weekend.
Filmed in blurry Kim vision. This is the world without my glasses, people. Another small compliment. Adar was actually a potentially really good idea, but completely wasted.
And portrayed by a good actor. The general rule is, if you were in Game of Thrones, you'll be an asset to Rings of Power. To my knowledge, they have 2 assets, and they got rid of one.
So Adar gives this poor dying orc the coup de grace.
Oh, dude, he shot him in the dick.
Then chats with Arendir. I do appreciate the cinder in here again. I'm giving this scene a lot of compliments. I can be nice.
Legend tells.
Why do the orcs call you father?
I'm sorry, you'll have to forgive jump scare. He's just hungry. Who's a good jump scare?
Jump scare of the warg, everyone.
Go to the men who have taken refuge in the old watchtower. Deliver to them a message.
Sir, I knew Helm's Deep. Helm's Deep was a friend of mine. You Rings of Power are no Helm's Deep.
Where's their slot from?
Eobad.
That makes it every village from here to a rod ruin.
Why did you say that name?
Why would they use the Cinderin name for the mountain? None of them seem to like or use anything else Elvish. Why would they use that name?
Where's the rest?
That is the rest.
We'll have to cut rations again.
Wait, we're gonna cut rations down from 5 potatoes. We only brought 5 potatoes for the whole village? Who put Bronwyn in charge?
Bronwyn put Bronwyn in charge. Who else is qualified to put Bronwyn in charge but Bronwyn? She's Bronwyn. Yes, I just remembered her name, so we're going to use it.
And like many a teenage boy, Theo decides to go on a food raid. Oh no, it's slightly overcast now. That means orcs! So Theo hides in the well, and apparently it's a good thing that orcs are all deaf.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice.
What? For a moment standing there, you were the very image of your father. Do you know, I remember once he said to me, one day my future would be in his son's hands.
Why would Celebrimbor forget a prophecy like that? Or think about it so casually? And since when was Arendelle a prophet? I don't remember that from the lore. So, Elrond visits Disa, and they have some good chemistry in this scene, and some dumb lines.
Well, knock it off.
Why do they keep hiding the dwarf kids off screen? They're doing this thing where they just keep refusing to show them to us. It's almost becoming like Maris in Frasier. What are they doing?
I think Disney's less ashamed of their dwarves than these people.
So Elrond tries to Sherlock her, but she stonewalls him.
Calling a dwarf dishonest in her own home. It's a recipe for strong gravy.
And Bartlett's Book of Quotations got a new entry that day.
Gerda, I'm warning you.
And then she chats about how cleverly she tricked him out in the open while Elrond distance lip reads her. Because just like in a video game, a children's rhyme is always a clue, and not just nonsense silliness that you happen to walk by at the moment.